Hello and welcome to ITVL 101. In this video, I want to go through these instructions with you one by one. I want to go through these instructions with you, and it is very imperative that you listen to what I have to say very attentively. It is very imperative. If there is anything that you don't understand, you can still go back and re-watch this video, because it will really come in handy when you are to write Excel on Friday. Okay, let's look at Excel project 2. Let's look at Excel project 2. So the first instruction, it says always make sure that you are on the correct worksheet, because all changes are for a certain sheet. You don't just open Excel and start making changes, but especially when you are doing this, it will tell you that make changes on this sheet. It is very instructive. Make changes on this sheet. For example, here they say changes on sheet 10. Changes on sheet 10. So what is a sheet? If I can open my Excel, what we see here, fishing, tents, camping, this is what we call worksheets. This is what we call worksheets. When you open Excel, what you see here, it's a workbook. And a workbook is divided into, or it's made up of sheets or worksheets, or you can simply call them spreadsheets. So they're saying changes on worksheet 10 or changes on sheet 10. So the first thing that you are supposed to do is to make sure that you are on that sheet where you are supposed to make changes on. If I can hit this 10, now it opens the worksheet 10. It opens worksheet 10. So what is it that is required from me to do? It says adjust the row height to 36, row 1. Okay, what you have to know is that in Excel or in any table, the columns are represented by the letters, and the numbers, or the rows are represented by the numbers. So what makes a cell is an intersection of a column and a row. What makes a cell is an intersection of a column and a row. You'll see as we go through these instructions, they will say in cell number E4, make these changes. In cell number H20, make these changes. And I will also show you what is the quickest way in Excel to find a range of cells or a cell. What is the quickest way to find a range of cell or a cell? For example, if maybe you were to make changes on cell number XFD 10,000, you just come to the name box. And then you type in the cell where you are supposed to make changes on. Once you hit enter, it will jump straight to that cell. That is the quickest way you can use to find a range of cells or to find a cell. Only a cell. Okay, let me go back to A1. Type in A1, then press enter. It jumps to A1. Okay, let's check instructions. What do they want from us? It says range A1 through E1. Okay, here's a range they are giving us, A1 through E1. They want us to make changes to this range. The quickest way, you can just type in it here. As it appears, then enter. It selects the range. So what is required from us is to match these cells. We are going to match these cells. So to match the cells, under alignment, more merchant center, press on the drop down, then you will see the menu for match cells. But then there's this instruction that I skipped here. and that instruction is to adjust the row height. If they say adjust the column width or adjust the row height, just come to that row where you are supposed to make changes on. Once you see an arrow that is facing to the right, click once on the mouse, then right click. It will open up a menu. Row height, you can see it. Then they said 36, type in 36, then okay. It adjusts the row height. Okay, let's look at another instruction. The instruction says, on the tens worksheet, create a clustered column chart that shows only the total sales for items 4001 to 4003. Use the descriptions of these items to create the chart. Then they give you a tip. Use the description and total sales column. You are told to use the description and total sales columns. Position the new chart into the cell range G2 through L11. Okay, in this one we are told to position the chart in a range of cells. We are told to position a chart in a range of cells. But what if they said move this chart to a new sheet? What if they said to you move this chart to a new sheet? Well, deal with that. Position the new chart into the range of cells and apply chart style 10 to the chart. Rename the chart title of the chart to total sales. Okay, let's go back to it. It said we must make use of the description and the total sales column. So I'm going to select this range because this I'm told to focus on items 4001 to 4003. After highlighting the cells, before I can release the mouse, I will hold Control on the keyboard and then move to the other range of cells that I'm supposed to select, because they said I must make use of the description and the total sales column. So when you want to select a range of cells that is not directly next to one another, you do that by holding Control. You select the first one before you can release the mouse. You hold Control on your keyboard. Do not release keyboard until you are done selecting the other range. If you're done with that one, you want to move to the other one, you release the mouse, still holding Control, you go to the other one and then you select. So it says insert. We are going to insert, and then under the charts, hit on this button here for more. Then they said we must insert a clustered column. But what if a clustered column didn't appear after we inserted the dot one? Because we can see that here, yes, clustered column. If the chart that you are supposed to insert doesn't appear here, you can always go to all charts and then look for the one that they're looking for. If it's a clustered column, it will be under columns. If it's a pie chart, it will be under pies. If it's a maybe clustered bar, it will be under bars, and so on and so forth. So they said we must insert a clustered column. So under column, look for a clustered column. Look for a clustered column. Once you see it, press OK. Then it's inserted. They said we must rename this chart style to total sales. To rename a title of a chart, just come to where it says chart title and then click once. Once you click once, start typing what they said you must rename it to, then press enter, press enter, press enter. So if in case they said to you move this chart to a new sheet, if they said move this chart to a new sheet, you're going to come to chart design under this on this ribbon. You will see the move or the location group, which is just move chart. Press on it and then new sheet. If you were told to move the new sheet, maybe they will tell you new sheet Sbanebane. Let's say just say new sheet Manyatela, and then okay, you can see that it has opened, just like on camping charts. It has opened a sheet tab that only displays the chart that we have, but that is not what we are required to do. So let's go back. Let's go back, because we were never told to do this. Let me just move it back to tons. Okay, I moved it back to tons. We were told to position this chart in a range of cells. So if they tell you to position a chart in a range of cells, you just put it exactly on the lines of that range. Exactly on the lines that you see here. Okay. Which is G2 through L11. Then in chart style 10. Under chart design, look for style 10, and then once you get it, click on it, you are done. Okay, let's look on the next instruction. Format the values to accounting. Again, you see a range of cells. You're going to format a range of cells. Type in the range exactly as it appears on the instructions, G4 through E11. You don't have to sweat, you don't have to panic. In the name box, G4 through E11, then enter. And then they said we must format this one to accounting. So on the home tab, under the numbers group, press on this drop down here, and then they said we must format it to accounting with R symbol, 2 decimal places. There's no need to change anything because it's 2 decimal places. The symbol is R, unless if it is stated otherwise. Then okay, it changes. Okay, it's fine. Let's check another instruction. It says use conditional formatting to the range where values are less than or equal to 1000. We are going to use a conditional formatting where values are less than or equal to 1000. Apply bold and outline bold on the range E4 through E11. Okay, let's go back to it. They said E4 through E11. You can select it. You can just, or simply you can just type it, E4 through E11, then enter. It will select the range. Under home, more styles group, conditional formatting, you can see it. Highlight cell rules, then go to more rules. Click on the drop down, less than or equal to, then you're told less than or equal to 1000. Format, bold, the border should be outlined. You can press OK, then OK it. You can see that it has applied a conditional formatting. Let's go to the next instruction. It says changes on the page. Whenever you see an instruction saying page, or maybe they're saying header, maybe they're saying a footer, just know that you are going to find everything that you are looking for on the page layout tab. You're going to find it on the page layout tab. You can click anywhere in the sheet, go to page layout, then click on this drop down. Once it opens, they said the orientation to landscape. You can click it, and then in the next instruction says change the orientation of the page to landscape and fit the sheet on one page. If they say fit the sheet on one page, just click on this thing that says fit to, then okay, we are done with this 10th sheet. Now the next video will be on changes on fishing, and probably also on camping chart. Thank you. for your time.